Card counting. It's been the subject of a number of films over the years where you see groups of people arranging various raids on casinos to make money by counting cards on the blackjack table. Now, these make for great films. You've got a great deal of excitement and tension, and they're actually really good films. Now, the specific thing in those films that is cheating is not actually the card counting. It's the teamwork involved. The way a card counting team works is that you'll have a number of, table watchers, low rollers, who will go on a table and bet fairly consistently and just, watch the cards. They'll count the cards, they'll watch the table. And as it heats up, they'll give some sort of a signal, and then the high roller will come over and, set up at the game and start betting big, consistently. Now, the reason this tends to work is because the high roller is always betting big. And the table scouts are always betting small. They're betting small so they can maximize the length of time they can continue to observe a table. Now, the table scouts will usually stick at the table that the high roller has just come to avoid raising suspicion. But they will eventually filter around looking for, warmer tables or whatever terminology they want to use. The high roller will always be betting big, so a sudden big bet on the table won't raise a red flag immediately. Now, the idea behind this type of tag team is your scouts and your high roller, they need not to be burned. They need to be unrecognized. Now, as long as they are, they can continue operating. Now, to avoid recognition, they will tend to rotate through casinos. They'll hit a casino in one area, and then they'll go to another area another time and hit that casino, and so on. And if they do this sensibly, they can go a long time before they get burned, before any of their team gets burned. Now, it's usually going to be the high roller that gets burned, but sometimes the scouts will too. Now, this sort of teamwork, this is the cheating, because it's multiple people working together to game the game. If it was just a single person betting small when the count suggests that they should bet small and betting big when the count suggests they should bet big, that would not be cheating, although the casinos would have you believe it is, because that person is working solo. Now, historically, there have been attempts, successful and otherwise, to beat the odds, to do the card counting with wearable computers, special machines, that sort of thing. That too would be cheating. The mechanical aid to calculate the odds, that's definitely cheating. So, that sort of thing. They make for great movies, whether you're rooting for the cheat or the casino. And whether you think the casinos are cheats or not is a matter of opinion. And whether they're above board or not is a matter of opinion. But, that sort of thing is clearly cheating. So the use of mechanical aids, wearable computers, that sort of thing, or teamwork is clearly cheating. But the unaided counting of cards and adjusting bets accordingly, that's not cheating. So why do the casinos want you to think that that is cheating? Well, it's simple. Casinos are in the business to make money. That's it. They want to make money. Now, blackjack is unusual as casino games go in that if you are particularly good at counting cards, you can, in fact, come out ahead on average, and the casino then loses money. They don't like that. As a result of that, they spend a great deal of resources trying to convince everybody that counting cards is cheating, or even that it's illegal. But if I'm simply sitting there looking at the cards as they come up and keeping a mental tally, how do you prove that? You can't. I mean, it may be contrary to the spirit of the game to do that, but it's not strictly against the rules. The rules only say how the game is played, how the cards are dealt, and that sort of thing. They don't say what you can do in your head. Did you know there are ways to mitigate the risk the casino has for card counters? Yeah, there are. The best way to mitigate it, and admittedly this will slow down the games on a table some, is to simply reshuffle the entire pack of cards together after every deal. That's it. It's as simple as that. If every single game is an independent deal from a full pack, it doesn't matter what came in the previous deal. It doesn't. The card counters have no advantage over anybody else in that case. You can, of course, mitigate the odds further by using more than one deck. Now, how many decks you use will depend on how many seats you have at the table. Like a 2 or 3 seat table, one deck is probably enough. But, if you go 2 or 3 decks, you're probably good at any reasonable size table. Why the casinos don't do this is a mystery to me. I think some of them have started doing things like this to mitigate the card counting, because they know, just like all of the regulators, that card counting itself cannot be illegal. It's not actually contravening the rules of the game. You can say it's illegal, but how do you prove it? You cannot prove that somebody sitting there playing the game was counting cards. You can't. So even if you try to take them to task for it, like in the United States, for instance, they'd have to prove that you were counting cards. Unless you admit it, they can't prove it. You're just sitting there playing the game and adjusting your bet. Yeah, you're allowed to change your bet from deal to deal. That's part of the rules. You're allowed to bet whatever you want within the range the table allows. Okay, so realistically, let's be perfectly honest. Card counting is not cheating. It doesn't matter how you slice it, counting cards itself is not cheating. Working in a team to beat the game is cheating. Using mechanical aids is cheating. Using marked cards is cheating. Controlling the shuffle is cheating. Palming cards is cheating. Adding extra cards is cheating. Counting cards is simply observation. That's it. Counting cards is observation. It's not cheating. It may be a technique used by cheaters, but by and of itself, it is not cheating. I'm William Astle. This has been Lost Wizards Musings. Thanks for watching.